um, rules on how AI should be used. So we can have some kind of framework, AI governance framework, right? And I would say if you're going to create that, you should consider a few things. One is disclosure and transparency. It's something that we need to consider. If an associate or if you yourself use AI, should you disclose? In certain instances, you might want to disclose. So depending on your organization, you might want to together this framework that says, please disclose the use of AI or to what level AI was used. The what we're getting at here is not to use a is not that you shouldn't use AI, but I would suggest that AI should always be the first level. A lot of importance should be placed on checking and rechecking what AI has done, the resources it has used, it is the information it has provided. Because what you want to do is what you don't want to do is also numb your own creativity or create a situation whereby you are solely dependent or you're majorly dependent on AI and you can't do anything without this tool. I mean, we were lawyers, we were members of ICSAN before AI became prevalent. Another thing that we might want to consider for while creating this framework is maybe stating in the framework that there should be trainings for our associates, members, trainings for people that within a company that use, not people that use, trainings generally to let them know, okay, this is what is going on. I mean, we've said a few things about data protection now. It would be nice because everybody's just using it as if, oh, it is absolutely perfect. It would be nice for people to know that there are certain things to be aware of. So continuous training will be nice in putting together a framework. Now, I'm very much aware of the time, and I will just like to leave you with some of the things that I do to ensure that I limit the amount of data that I am putting in there.
You just have
Into
one
this,
minute.
yes, I'm wrapping
Yep.
up.
All right.
For example, what I do to prevent my information being out there or my company's information being out there is I use the free version. So I don't log in. When I also put in information, I randomize it as much as possible. I don't put details about what exactly it is I need. It is general information. I don't put sensitive information, all of that. I use AI as the first level, first work, first like the work a first associate will do for you. After that, once I have the basic framework, then I can, on my own private computer, at my own time, with my own word and everything, put in the sensitive information. Also, it might be helpful to use private browsers. I don't want to recommend any, but quite a few are available to you. And be conscious of the data and the need for authentication and the fact that you are still responsible to keep this information confidential. With that being said, I will just finish with the real point of technology is to amplify human capacity, not to dull it. So thank you very much. And I look forward to the rest of the event.
Thank you very much, Ms. Folake Sadiq, for that excellent presentation. You've actually taken most of our time, but I do want to
Absolutely.
I do want to stop the conversation so that we all have a grasp as to what this topic is all about. You've given us the nuances. I must apologize on behalf of the social circuits having glitches with his poor connectivity. joining us. So I decided to just take it on so we don't waste our time. First, before I call on the second speaker, because we are going to create a balance to this conversation, I would want to recognize the President Chairman of Council who has been with us, Mrs. Uto Okpana, FCIS. Thank you for joining us. Our Vice Chairman of Ixan Lagos State Chapter, Mr. Adebola Babatunde, FCIS. Thank you for joining us. Mrs. Laide Adeyemo, ACIS, who is a member of Eastern Lagos State Chapter Planning Committee. Mrs. Bukola James Cole, who is also a member of Eastern Lagos State Chapter Planning Committee. Mr. Femi Akinola, who is a member of Eastern Lagos State Chapter Planning Committee. And we have Mrs. Nena Wokobia, who is a member of our Welfare Committee, as well as Mrs. Vera Kanabe, FCIS, who is also a member of our Welfare Committee. So now we are going to our second speaker. We do not want to have, we are living in the times where we can almost not do without the use of these tools. Ms. Folake Sadiq has told us about how we should be, giving us nuances, and told us how we should be responsible using this platform. But we have someone here, and we must create this balance. We do not want to pretend that in this time and age, we can do without the use of the tool. I'm one of those who wanted to be stuck in my ways. You have a staff who would use AI, you can detect it miles away. Sometimes initially you would think the person is so intelligent and you are wowed at what you see, only to find out that the person well, I would say 10 steps smarter than you because of the use of the tool. And I'm sure some of us have found ourselves in that classroom where some people are very smart to respond to questions, and the next thing you just check through and you see they're checking through their phone using AI. So it has come to stay. So we have Abayomi here, who Adebayo Abayomi here, who is the founder of Maverick AI, a platform which has been developed to help governance professionals in integrating corporate strategy into their work daily. I don't know if Abayomi is still with us because I'm trying to locate him here. Oh, yes, great. So,
yeah.
Mr. Abayomi, you have the floor. So tell us what we need to know about your platform and how we can use it responsibly.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the opportunity. And of course, I would like to also say thank you to Ms. Folake Sadiq for that very insightful session. I think we can use very topical issues that we all must take very seriously. And of course, she has, in doing that, uh, taking over the heavy lifting from me. Today, my own role will be to just demonstrate practically how we can use artificial intelligence as governance professionals to optimize our roles, to enhance our work, and to make our lives better. Let me put it that way. And of course, in doing that, I will be introducing us to Mavericks AI. About 2 to 3 or 5 minutes, I will be taking an overview of what Mavericks AI is all about. And of course, I'll be introducing us to certain AI agents that we have created, specially trained to undertake specific tasks that we do, no matter where we sit on the vertical, whether you are a litigator, a governance professional, an in-house counsel, a company secretary, we have something for you. And of course, we'll be demonstrating that afterwards. So please, I would like to appreciate everyone that is on the call, and please permit me to stand on existing protocol. So without much ado, let me just share my screen so that we can all follow as I present. Okay, can you please confirm if you can see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think I can see some response. Okay, so first and foremost, let me introduce us to Mavericks AI. Mavericks AI is a platform where you have access to a suite of AI agents that have been specially trained to undertake different aspects of legal tax. And of course, we have 9 AI agents and all. But of course, I wouldn't be going to details about all of the AI agents. I'll just pick those ones that I think will be very relevant and useful to us as other professionals. But this session will just be to do a rundown of the different AI agents. Okay, so what we need to know about these agents is that, of course, you can think of them as your AI employees or colleagues. And of course, they're always available to vacation and all. That's one of the advantages of this technology, to ensure that you can always respond to anything that you have to do, because they're always available to you. And like I've previously mentioned, they are also like a lawyer. And of course, this is what distribution platform like all those other large language models. Some of them, if you notice, some prefer that they are all generic. They share database and all. You upload information to the database, and you're not sure exactly how the data is being used. So, but of course, we've seen that problem, and what we try to do is to create specialized platform for lawyers. Agents are adaptable. They are trained to also mimic your own template and your unique style and tone. So why that is important is because we realize that individuals or organizations have their own standards, and we want to also maintain that standard in a way that you can be sure that what comes out or the out to your specific need and standard. Okay, so I would like to introduce you to the first AI agent, which is called the Draft Wizard. I will not waste much time on this. All you need to know about Draft Wizard is that it is drafting of motions of affidavit of research and find cases or statutory and present to you in a well formatted and editable version that you can easily run with. And of course, you can use Draft Wizard for drafting of letters of agreement of any kind. Specifically, I would like to also introduce to you the second agent, which is specifically created for secretaries, anyone that's responsible for board report or board, and of course, is that agent that is able to draft your minutes of meeting. It's able to create your board committee reports, and it's able to also create a board pack for you. And of course, most meeting platforms, some of them will miss out on important details. So board assistance has also solved that problem by creating an elite stenographer. You can think of it like a transcriber. All you need to do is to generate very and give you very reliable transcript that you can use. So once you have the transcript, you can easily create your minutes of meeting from that. And of course, I'll be to the third AI agent called the revisor. The revisor is that AI agent trained specifically to analyze contracts, to review agreements or any document of any tedious process, to read very lengthy documents. But this doesn't obviate the need for you to still go through and all. But what this does is to help you to know very critical areas that you need to pay attention to and all. And so once you upload whatever document you're trying to review, the advisor is going to tell you the strength, the weaknesses, is going to tell you areas to improve, give you recommendations, even so as you may please. And of course, say for example, you want to create like a summary of multiple documents, you can upload it to create a summary for you of all the documents or a single document. And of course, it's so powerful that you can actually use it to also create like a legal opinion. All you need to do is to upload relevant documents and do that for you with the right instruction and all. It will create whatever you want for you. Of course, we'll be demonstrating that as well. So let's move on to the fourth section. Is the scholar. And of course, we know as lawyers that don't just want to peripheral aspect of our work and well edited document with footnotes. That way you can cross-check to know the authorities that have cited, the cases cited or status cited and all. So the researcher is for very in-depth research and all, depending on the topic you are trying to find more about. And then the advisor is the fifth tier agent. Think of advisor as the struggle to explain any legal principle across all you want, and then is to give you the output, to tell you the processes, the procedures, and give you authorities. You could say, give me recent Supreme Court cases on social principle, and it's going to do that. But beyond that, it's also like your devil's advocate, like a strategist. It's going to critique your own argument, stress test your own position, and tell you in an anticipatory manner what the opposite counsel may use against your position. So this is a very valuable tool in the manner that it can help you to enhance your work so you are not blindsided, you know the areas to improve, you know what you need to do. And of course, we also have Law Tutor. We created this specifically for law school students and law students generally. And of course, any profession that is taking or undertaking any, let's say, advanced legal education. So what you need to, it will limit itself to the materials you have uploaded. And if you have the marking scheme, it will also limit itself to that. And then you can learn through a personal tutor for you that will tell you how to learn and set questions for you. And of course, if you have drafts that you also want to upload it to, accept it, and of course, grade you based on the marking scheme that you have provided. And of course, if you don't have the resources, I mean, the documents for that specialized course, maybe you want general knowledge and all, it will still take you through that, learn and encourage you. So it's fully immersive and gamified. Agent is the compliance monitor. This is something we believe is also very, very important to us as governance professionals. We don't want to be blind. We want to get ahead of regulatory and legal updates. So this is like the watchdog that will help you ahead and find out updates and regulatory issues within a period of time. You could say, let's say within the last 1 week, or the last 1 month, or the last 24 hours, explainable way, and send it to your email, and you can also see it on the platform. And the next one is case manager. This is created specifically for those who are litigators. You go to court. A number of times you see that somebody goes to court, they forget to update the record or they resign. You can't understand what happened before. So this created to manage tax for law firms. You put updates of case and use it to send reminders. So it's like a case where we're trying to cover the end-to-end. And we know that a lot of lawyers and governance professionals are very busy presence of their brand online. So the social media manager is able to craft compelling, judicial specific LinkedIn and other social media posts for you. It will create 3 options for you. You can select any one you want. You can decide to refine it or choose it, and then you can go ahead and generate suitable and relevant image that you can also customize to incorporate your logo into the image that will be generated, and then you can go ahead and share after you have, of course, reviewed. So, without wasting much time, let me go to the practical sessions and show us how exactly we can use Fabric AI. Okay, I hope you can all see. Uh, so this is Mavericks AI, the platform that we uh, you can get by visiting www.mavericks.tech. You can check it uh, wherever you are. And of course, this is the first thing you see when you log on to the web registering for the first time. If you have already, I also should put time on that. So because I've already signed up, of course, let me just quickly show you what you say. The name of the council or the professional or the organization or law firm, your email address and password, and that's it. So let me log in to demonstrate how that works. Okay, so the draft wizard that I explained is a very first AI agent you're going to see. It's to your left hand side. But let's go to board assistant because of our time interest to most of us. I remember as a company secretary, you have to sit in meetings for so long. You take notes, and after that, you have your recording again to releasing. So this is a very tedious aspect of our work, especially if you are even a company secretary to a listed company where you have a lot of committees. Then you finish your committee meetings, you do committee reports that will be presented in the board, and then you go ahead to do is to create a workflow that will solve this problem. So what you use, let's say about 10 hours or 6 hours to do, you can do under 30 minutes or 1 hour. And I'll show you how that works. So the first thing you see is, of course, draft minutes and report. This is what you use to create your minutes and your board committee reports and all. If you have your template, like I mentioned, the AI agent is designed and created to learn from you, your unique style, your tone, your template. So all you need to do is to, of course, upload your template. So which I'm going to do right now for the purpose of demonstrating. Okay, so I'm uploading a template just to demonstrate how this works. And of course, if you have your transcript, you can upload your transcript. I have done the transcription already with Mavis here, and I'm going to upload it very shortly. But what we have noticed is that most of the transcript generate from other platforms may not be that accurate. So I will see show us how you can generate accurate transcript from Mavis Stenographer. But for now, let me upload a transcript that we have to just show us uploaded a transcript, and then the third column you will see is to provide instruction. Typically, if you are assigning a role to an associate or to any downline, you also instruct them. You will not just leave them without. Typically, just say very simple instruction. For example, you can say using relevant information from the attached supporting document, draft the minutes of meeting. And that's it. It's a very simple and straightforward instruction. And if it's a report you want, of course, instead of draft minutes of meeting, to be draft report. So you come to this yellow box that you can see and click generate. And what it is going to do is that it's going to study your template, look at how you write, mimic it. The information, the transcript of advertisements before, and sometimes adverts at the end of the meeting. So, and in your recording, everything will be captured. And in the transcript, of course, because we trained it to pick everything verbatim, it's going to pick all those things. But when you get here, you instruct it correctly to say use only relevant information to draft the minutes, and intelligently is going to extract only those relevant information to whatever you are doing, and then present you with minutes of meeting that is already well formatted that you can use. As we can see, it's already done. It's lengthy, but just try and follow the template, the typical template of minutes of meeting. Okay, so but before I download, I'm still going to show us the downloaded document. Of course, you know, you also need to create your matters arising. Matters arising, of course, as you all know, tasks that emanate from the meetings, and then the people that have been designated. So all you need to do is to generate matters arising table, and in less than a minute or so, it's going to be ready, where formatted your minutes is going to be already structured, well structured, and the matters arising will be towards the last end of the minutes. Let's just wait for the and once that is done, all you need to do is to click download, and then you can detach. Okay, so that is done. And I'll download now. I'm currently downloading, and I will share the document for all to see. Okay, so the document is already downloaded. Okay, so like I said, the matters arising is towards the end, and you can see that it has by
Your
itself extracted, ascribed, or designate the people that.
your system is cracking up a bit.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
It's been cracking up for a while now.
Yes,
Barely,
it's been,
at
yes,
least from my end.
yes,
So
it's
we
been
barely hear you.
Am I audible now?
Or maybe you could put up your video, then if it could help.
Okay. This is the minutes of meeting. Thank you for that. Okay. So let's go back to the platform to demonstrate other aspects of the board assistant. All right. So I'm sure you can all see what I'm projecting right now. So I did mention earlier that you can use the transcriber. And also, if you want to do that, all you need to do is to go to the third column here, where you can see transcribe audio video. Click on it. It's going to take you to another page where you can easily upload your file, whether video or audio, and then it to transcribe very accurately for you. And it's simple file now. So about 15 to go on to also show other aspects of the board assistant so that we won't waste time on that. Okay, so let me show what you can do with the board pack creation. All you need to do is to upload your files. Uh, I have a couple of documents here for the multiple documents. Optical character recognition doesn't matter if it's handwritten or image or anything, it's still going to work. And so, want them the way you want them to appear on document. So, if for example, I want the board brief, for example, to be the number one document, all I need to do is to come to the arrow and push it up a little, then it comes up. Then, if I want, let's say, the minutes of meeting to follow, I come here, the arrow pointing up, you keep pushing it up. So to go down, if you want it to go down to maybe you made a mistake and all, you can also do that. And if you also want to delete, maybe you mistakenly upload a document that is not part of it, you can easily delete on this part. So let's just create the board pack now for us to see the outcome which will come out. So allow me to share that particular document so that we can all follow. Okay, so this is the board pack, and as you can, part of it, formatting will be maintained. It's not going to so let me not waste so much time on this. Let me quickly go back to the stenographer to see if it's done. So we have our script already, and if you notice, you'll see the names, our local names and all.
Tabayomi, are you still with us?
Want to demonstrate other aspects of Maverick AI that I believe will be of advantage to us as governance professionals. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen where we have Maverick AI now. Okay. Okay. Right. So we have the revisor. So the revisor, like I mentioned earlier, is the AI then trained to review your legal document, and I'll show how that works in in the Jiffy. So all you need to do is to upload the just upload the document you want to review. It could be an agreement and all. So for this purpose, I'm going to upload a simple memorandum of agreement just for us to see how this works. And then similar to what simply say review. Or in an instance where what you want is, you are, of course, most times you are representing a party or you have an interest on one side, you could say uh, uh, review extensively and tell me what social party should watch out for, something like that. This depends on how well you are able to create construction. So you can typically just do anything. So, but for this purpose, let's just do an overview of that document and see what it comes up with. So once you say review, you can say general that most of these workflows are same, just some of these things. Okay, some other LLM technical. So it's done. All we need to do is to download. Okay, that didn't come out right. I think that was official. Okay, so the compliance review box is going to go ahead and give you an executive summary of the document, tell you the strengths, the weaknesses, areas to improve, and give you options that you can adopt depending on the document that you have uploaded. And then, of course, after this, I will also demonstrate the other aspect of it that I spoke about earlier, and that is document analysis. So it's done. I'll, I'll share that in a bit so that we can all follow. Okay. Okay. So this is the output from what Vice did. If you notice, it says there, and then the name of the document being reviewed is also going to be there. And then you have like an executive summary that gives you an overview of the document, the entire document, and then it goes on to tell you the legal strengths, regulatory. It points out some issues under that to say, for example, for this particular document, regulatory acknowledgement, clarity of trust, subject matter, and all. Then there's also compliance weaknesses and risks that have been picked. So, for example, under here is saying vague consideration provisions, absence of trustee indemnity, lack of succession planning, and all. So this is really dependent on whatever document you have uploaded, and then it will go ahead to analyze, tell you what you need to watch out for. And beyond that, it will also propose redrafts and areas of improvement. So it's flagged the issue of indemnity clause, but it doesn't just end there. It tells you how you can redraft it. You might decide to now pick it, or you want your own template to be plugged in. Or what it has done successfully is to tell you that you need to watch out for this, and uh, with that, you can improve the quality of your output. Wasting time, let me go on to show you the other aspect of the revisor, how you can, for example, use it to write a ruling or a judgment, as it were, depending on what it is. I know some of us are arbitrators and all, or we want to create a legal opinion around a particular issue. You can upload all the relevant documents and then instruct it to carry on whatever task you want. Okay, so I'll go to this column. If you want to do that, just click document analysis. So the critical thing we all need to know about document analysis is that you can use it to analyze multiple documents at the same time. You can summarize all the documents at once, or just summarize one of them. And for example, you send an agreement to a counterparty, they review without tracking. You want to know what they have changed. You can upload both documents and ask it to tell you the discrepancies or the areas that they are working on, and then it will give you that. Or you could say maybe you want to track maybe it wants to go ahead and extract all something to sort of just you need to come to custom analysis. I'm on custom analysis now. This is where you can customize your instruction as it were. So I'll just say do extensive analysis of the uploaded document and write a ruling. Of course, the purpose is not really to replace human beings and all, but then you could use this as a strategy to stress test your own internal document. Let's say, for example, you have a litigation ongoing and you have cases on both sides. You can use it to predict what may be the outcome or what is happening, and that may give you an insight to know what you may need to change. Maybe you need to change the way you present your evidence or find more cases and all. So the deep analysis in progress in about a minute or so, it will come out as an editable Word document again that you can easily run with. You uploaded with pictures from to recognize the character, the optical CTC I told you about, and then it should analyze it and then go ahead and conduct a research on that. So yeah, it's done, and then you can. Okay, see, this is it. Of course, it has picked some of the parts. Then the of course to set the introduction issue for determination, the legal on that point, and then existence of a justiciable cause of action, real risk of dissipation of assets, and you can see that it has provided some relevant cases that we can all verify. It's on and on. You whether it's dismissed or there's cost and all, just to mimic how uh, uh, it's done in real life. And then towards the end, you see list of authorities and cases. It will separate the case law from. So the essence of this is to reduce the grunt work that we do as lawyers, things that take so much time to help us to quickly get there. And we designed it to be able to take you from about 0 to 80%. And of course, the 20% remaining is very critical. That's where uh, Mrs. Folake was speaking to, in the fact that you don't have to abdicate your role as a counsel. This is a tool at the end of the day, and you need to still review, go ahead and look at it, verify all the facts, ensure that you improve it, and add that judgment, that strategy that you have acquired over the time by course of experience into it, so that your work will, of course, be optimized. So let me go to other agents so that I won't waste our time. Let me just demonstrate how the researcher, for example, works.
Okay, Mr. Abami, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, let me just quickly run through. Um, so, so you go to the researcher. The researcher is that agent that can conduct data that you have, and then it will come out as an editable word version with maybe write a 5-page uh, paper on maybe jurisdiction generally, jurisdiction of the Federal High Court. Then you click generate, conduct that research, and create a web format and use. We are aware that this particular AI agent is going to be very useful to not just governance professionals or who may want to do very deep level research. Once it's out, you can come and download from that download box. Okay, so it's done. And let me download what it looks like. Okay, I need to first open it. Okay, so it's being opened right now. Right, so I'm projecting it right now. And if you notice, it's well formatted and everything has footnotes. There's footnotes, there's footnote 1, 2, 3, 4, based on what research has been done on that, how accurate the information is. This is just like an overview, and then towards the end, it's going to also create uh, the conclusion for you to just have like the summary of what it has done. Yeah. So because of our time, let me just demonstrate the last one that I think will be beneficial to us, and that is the compliance monitor. Okay. So this is the compliance monitor. I also get ahead of regulatory and legal updates to be ahead of spring, maybe something innovation or retail defense, anything you want. All you need to do is to select it, and if it doesn't capture it, you may want to now create this particular industry, maybe it's so niche that it's not part of this, then you create it and then it's be part of it. So let's say we want to track, let's say mining, power and energy, and let's say technology at the same time. Then you come down to choose the duration that you want. Then you choose, or daily will be within 24 hours, weekly will be, of course, within 1 week, or monthly. So for this purpose, I just choose monthly, and then you go ahead to check for update. And what this is going to do is, in that particular industry that you should be aware of, and then to come up with an explainer for you to understand in a very simple way what the regulatory update is all about, and then it will go ahead to also send it as an email to your inbox. So it's done. As you can see, for power, it's talking about amended Electricity Act 2026. We're talking about transfer of regulatory oversight to State Electricity Regulatory Commission, e-governance bill, proposed AI law. It's talking about Nigeria Communications Commission review of national telecommunication policy. It's talking about Security and Exchange Commission revised minimum capital requirements for digital asset firms. So the essence, all the research on one spot, so that you can easily maybe now distill action points from there. And I think, lastly, I would like to also address Mrs. Folake raised during her presentation regarding confidentiality, data protection, and all. So let me quickly go back to the slide to show us what we have done to address that concern. So what we've done is that we came up with something a little bit innovative to say that we don't want all your data, we don't want your client's confidential information to come to our server. So how do we solve the problem? What we've done is to ensure that everything you do on the platform is on your local browser storage. They call it IndexedDB. So what that means is that your interaction with the platform is not going to any server. Your document you upload is on your system, it's not going to any server. Whatever output is generated by the platform is on the system and it's not going to any server. So that way you are sure of confidentiality, you are sure that you are not sharing any data with a third party that you necessarily don't know. The only detail that we have will be your sign up information, and that is the name and the email address with which you sign up. Every other information with of two critical facts. Number one, the complexities around data protection regulation and all. This is not a tool that we use in Nigeria. How do we keep up international? A lot of people who are in the legal vertical, they treat information and data is very important, and you don't want to be embarrassed out there, like she mentioned. You don't want to impute a document and then you see it next day being used by your opponent or anything. So we created it such that you will be sure of the data you are uploading because it never leaves your system. It's on your local browser. And if you notice, most of the output is something that you download and you save on your system. So that way, we try to, of course, in addition to other security measures that were put in place to ensure that you have no risk in terms of exposing your client data or exposing your client's confidential information. So I think I should stop there. We have other AI agents that we may want to show, but maybe some other time we could create a webinar around it for people who may be interested. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bayomi, for that presentation. I was going through the chat box and I saw some complaints that some people couldn't hear you. So please, you can drop your phone number if you're open to it, an email address, so people can contact you if they want maybe a one-on-one demo or presentation, I'm sure you'll be open to doing that.
Yes, we would. And apologies for that. I think that was the network issue. So I'll
Yeah.
drop the email address and the phone number you can contact.
Yes, that's very good. So I think one thing that has struck me with this presentation is the fact that we can see our local names recognized. And I think the icing on the cake is this zero access architecture, protection of data and the information that is being shared on this platform. I don't know if we have questions we want to ask. If we do, please put in your question and mention who you're directing your question to. We have Ms. Folake Sadiq still in the room, and we have Mr. Abayomi here who may want to talk about provide answers to the use of this platform. So please let the questions come. I think I can see one here from Oladele Taiwo asking if the platform is free. So I'm sure that's for Sabayomi.
Okay, thank you. So it's free to an extent. We have free version that you can interact with and test to see if it suits your peculiar need, and that lasts for about 3 days. After that, you may now decide to choose any plan that fits your role or the level of the workload that you have.
Okay, thank you. So okay, maybe so you raised your hand. You want to speak? Or you have a question?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I have my questions already in the Q&A box, but if you want me to ask directly, I can.
Okay, please do.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Abayomi. I have two questions. First, I must commend you and your firm for this great work. The AI is really impressive. My first question is about plagiarism. How, particularly for the researcher and the advisor, how do we guide against plagiarism? And my second question, you said that the data that we upload on the AI is localized on our system. So my question on that is that which LLM do you now use to train the AI when that's just my question. You may be able to answer it appropriately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So let me start with the first one on plagiarism. If you notice, most of the output that was generated had references, had cases. For the researcher especially, you see that there are footnotes. So, and of course, we understand that in the academic world or doing research generally, you need to cite your sources. You need to be able to ensure that they are verifiable, was why we created it that way. You can literally just go to any footnote, verify the authenticity of that, So that way, there's no plagiarism because it's creating from different sources and also providing you with access to those sources that you can verify, you can do further research on and all. So that way you are sure you are not just copying anybody's work or anything like that. And then to the second aspect, yes, the data, the confidentiality and everything is on your local storage. However, what we do is that we use an API and it comes to your system through the platform to interact with whatever information is on your local browser. That way, it studies your template and then gives you back the output. It doesn't take any information from you. And maybe one thing I also need to address at this point is something that was mentioned during the course of the presentation. One of the safeguards that was recommended is that you should use free version. So why that is good, but there is a risk in that. When you use free version of some of these platforms, they have the license to train on your data. But sometimes when it's a paid version, they are obligated to provide that information to you in a very controlled environment because it's regulated. So I just needed to include that. So what we do for Marvis AI is that it comes to your platform and then interacts with your data, with your document and all, and it doesn't leave with any information, which was why we created it for you to be able to upload your template so that on your platform, your system, it will mimic those platform, I mean, those templates and give you the output that you want.
Okay, I'm sure you've answered that question. Someone else is asking, Morinibe, where's the link to the app, to this app? Thank you. Do you want to share the free version, Mr. Abayomi?
Absolutely. So we can drop that link. I've shared the details of the contact information then. So I'll just follow up with the link to the website, to the web app.
Okay.
I'm doing that
There's
already.
another. Okay, thank you. There's another question from Folashade Moyo Palai. Thanks to you both and Ixan Lagos ESCO for a good session. Thank you to you too. Mr. Abayomi, are there any legal rights protection on the platform? She's referencing the comment from Ms. Sadiq on legal restrictions on AI usage.
Okay, so because I think the question is about the legal privilege that you mentioned. So we don't have right over whatever you have. It doesn't even come to us. There's no way we can say it. And like I said earlier, you are imputing your information, your document and all, and we don't even know what you are doing with it. So there's no way any of such risk can crystallize because we don't have it. So whatever you do is limited to you. And we did it such that even when you sign up on the same system and another user comes to sign up, he's not going to have access to whatever you have access to as a user because it's also linked to your IP and to your specific local browser.
Okay, thank you for those questions. I guess that's all we have here on this platform. I hope I've not missed out any question. Okay, someone else has asked, how can we have access to the cost of the pay plans before we sign up?
It's on the Marvis AI platform itself. Maybe I should just quickly show that. So if you go to I don't know if you can see it because I'm sharing already.
Yes,
So you just click upgrade plan, and then it will show you all the plans, and then you can either check either monthly or annually. So that's the subscription plan.
Okay. Okay, so someone is asking that, so she can register, that's Morinibe again, so she can register specifically, or specifically for, so I can register specifically for my company and have our data protected. That's amazing. Okay, that's just a comment. Okay, Mrs. Adeyemo is asking she's asking the question that why is it denominated in dollars? She thought it's a Nigerian app. Answer why
Yeah.
you're operating
It's
in
not
dollars.
so what we do okay. Is because most of our costs comes in dollars, but when you want to pay, we're integrated to Flutterwave, and you have options to pay in naira. So you can either do maybe your transfer, use your MasterCard, use USSD, or any other options that Flutterwave provides. Or such payment is actually in naira, not dollars.
Okay. Thank you. So I think our time is fast spent. Abami, please drop your phone number details so they can reach you if they have to, so we can close up on this session. We were supposed to spend about, okay, I'm seeing hands raised. I don't know. Can we still take this? VC, maybe you'd ask your question when it's time for you to give vote of thanks. So you ask your question and go into your vote of thanks. So we end it.
Madam Chair, I have one question, please.
Okay. Okay. All right. Please ask your question.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Abayomi, for your presentation. I'm just concerned about the security aspect of the data being shared on this platform. as we all know, the Nigeria Data Protection Commission and how serious they are of data usage and third-party usage of data without authorization. So, and you've made a comment that it's not shared at the back end, that it only ends browser of the user. And if I am using a system and that same system, another person, maybe it's a general system in the office anyway, and it's not mine, and I've logged out, another person logged in, my information, will it be shared with the other party sees it? And what is the guarantee that somebody is not ripping our data somewhere at the back end of your app that is being used, which is a violation of our data rights? So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that, sir. So, in terms of how we treat data, like I mentioned, the only data we have access to at all is your sign-up details. That is your name or your phone, your email address that you use to sign up. Every other thing, we don't have access to it. And as much as possible, we discourage sharing of multiple devices, because if you notice, most of the information, otherwise, if you are able to keep your data, some of the output that you downloaded, you are able to keep them safe, then you can go ahead. But regardless, if any other user comes to use your system or your laptop and they see what you have downloaded, they will still be able to see what you have done. So we recommend that, in as much as possible, try and separate systems and users, right? But if you have no choice other than to have that centralized, then try and find a way to put security around the data downloaded from the platform so that other people will not have access to it. But on the platform, they will not have access to it directly because it's going to be linked to each user. I don't know if that was
Okay, yes, I think that explains.
Okay.
Or you want me to elucidate?
Well, we have his number. Maybe we should all engage him privately at this point, because we've actually spent about 2 hours on the call. I know it's been an interesting session, but we're also thinking of the speakers we have kept on for so long. It's a free event and we didn't have to pay for it, so that they can catch some breath. So please just indulge us, and let's close the session with a vote of thanks from our vice chairman. But please, if you need to reach out to any of them, Ms. Folake Sadiq is a member of Eastern Lagos State Chapter, so she's easy to reach. Mr. Abayomi has put out his contact details in the chat room. So please, let's engage them outside the platform. Thank you all for joining us, and I will hand over to the vice chairman now to say the vote of thanks.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, everyone. You will all agree with me that this has been an insightful session. So I know for some of us, it will sound like information overload, but I know we'll catch up, and then with time, we'll get used to it, because the reality is that this is the new normal. This is the new normal. So on that note, I would like to say thank you first to our President and Chairman of Council, Mrs. Uto Ukpana, FCIS. She has been on and she's still on till now. Thank you very much, Ma. And to Vice President, Mr. Francis Olawale, FCIS, our Honorary Treasurer, I'm almost missing that.
Mr. Oyekachi Oko. FCI.
you or CIS. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And to our speakers, our first speaker, Ms. Folake Sadiq, thank you for bringing that on. I really appreciate your presentation and for, opening our insight into all those areas we should pay attention to. And lastly, to Mr. Abayomi Adebayo. We are grateful for this presentation, and I would say kudos for this platform you've built. We are really, I am particularly happy that yes, we have this kind of AI built by a Nigerian. So we are glad for that, and thank you for the good work that you've done and for the explanations and the insight you've given. I'm sure most of us will reach out to you for clarity, for explanation. And to all our members, I have been watching the number of participants from the beginning, and we stayed till the end. I saw 100. People are just leaving now. So thank you very much for this support. We are glad that you found this very interesting and informative. And I know that it's going to impact our practice as lawyers, as accountants, as governance professionals. So on that note, I would say thank you very much. Madam Chair, I saw the president having his video on earlier. I don't know if she's still on, or maybe she would like to say anything. And Madam Chair, I yield the floor to you. Thank you. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and Happy New Year to those I have not seen in 2026. Just a big congratulations to the chairman and members of the Lagos State Exco. We all know that AI is something that is front burner, especially for governance professionals. So I've thoroughly enjoyed the session, and I will reach out for more information, and I urge everyone to do the same. So thank you. It was indeed a pleasure joining and staying through the session. Well done.
Thank you so much, my president, for that goodwill message. So I think this brings us to the end of this session, and I must thank everyone who stayed till the end. We would always, as Lagos State Chapter, bring sessions like this that would enrich you and develop our careers in different endeavors and sectors. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Please, Madam Chair, I am seeing a name. I'm seeing Abiola Soni. I hope it's not Professor Abiola Soni, and if he's the one, we are glad that you joined us, sir. When I saw the name, I can't ignore that name. Thank you so much.
Fine. That's fine. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.
Mhm.